Break even and frustrated. Let's see how we did. Welcome back. Before I continue, please, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and share. If you like this type of content, hit that notification button so we can get to more people. If we go here to the July 25th, like I just said, it's a very frustrating day for me because I just took one trade. It was a good trade, but the volatility took me out for good or for bad. I cannot assess that. I moved my stop after a one-to-one, but it was so volatile that one-to-one was literally 5 seconds, right? So let's review the trade. I did have a long. I was biased to the long side since the morning because the dollar was dropping and bonds were dropping and the yen was also dropping. So I took a limit order here. This is a 500 share bar chart. I took a limit order here. I was real quick, one-to-one. It stopped me out, plus 3 ticks. I might have moved my stop instead of break even, couple ticks above a break even. They triggered me here. You cannot tell if I would have gotten break even, I would be in this trade or not. As nobody knows that, but the fact is that I got stopped out here, and then this is what happened. It went to my target after like probably 15 minutes. It was a 6-to-1 trade. It was a pretty good trade. Let's look at the internals, right? And this is not the typical setup that I do take. A tradable reaction. Is a pullback continuation. This is an area created back in the 20th. I think it was last Wednesday. So let's look at the internals. The ADQD created a low and then went up very aggressively from here. And when it came back to my area, this pivot created was not violated. It was actually um, above this. This is a very bullish signal, meaning that the low that was creating, even though in the price chart was creating a new fresh low, here was not a new fresh low. Now on the tick chart, there is a different story. This lower highs being created at all times, but this type of patterns is different than the tradable reaction. I don't want to jump into the daily trend. I just want to play the demand that I have, and what I do need is a very good extreme reading in the tick chart. And here it is, minus approximately 800. It was very good extreme created here. Um, Rejected immediately. That's the type of behavior that you want to see while in your trade, right? It happened so fast that I moved my stop, um, and I was triggered. Here's the area that I was trading from 306 to 284, from July 20th, and this is the big picture. Um, we had an explosive move out, right? It was created 10 a.m. That's one of the best times for me to pick zones. Between 9:30 and 10:30, that first hour of trading where the volume is higher than the rest of the day, and you have this explosive move out of the area. That's a pretty good zone, right? So, and this is the trade again. Regarding my trade comments, limit orders, stop at break even, I moved my stop. I didn't break any rule, but it's very frustrating for me to see this trade work after being stopped at break even. I would have taken it again. I was waiting for the confirmation so I could re-engage into the same area, but unfortunately the price never came back. So for me is no keep trading day, because that's such a good entry and I'm not in it. It creates this barrier psychologically where I should I should just stay out of the charts, or even if I'm watching the chart, that's fine, but not trading, and let alone risking more money or increasing my position size or something. So it's better if I just wait till tomorrow, till this emotion settles down, and I will have another opportunity tomorrow. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Beto. He's gonna review his trades today. All right, see you tomorrow, 9 for the live pre-market, and then 9:25ish for the trading session. Thank you.
Hey guys, Beto here from Madrid. Okay, I'm gonna show you the two trades that I had today and my performance. Okay, I'm gonna go to the charts. My first trade, it was at 9:55. Okay. Okay, right here. This was the sum that I picked to get in. I was watching the market, and I realized that we had a little bit weakness today, and I was trying to get short. My first signal, it was here, but when I got in here, when I got filled here at 9:55, the tick chart started to making things against me, even though the ADQD was in my favor, below zero and retracing. The tick wasn't. So I got stopped out. This was my first trade. I lose 20 points of 4 micros. But then the market start to drop at 10.6. I get my second trade, and it was my entry was here. Those who was at the live session, I said that my position, it was 4 micros, and I couldn't get fill all my order. So I just had 2 micros, but the trade was very good. The price moved very smooth in my favor, and I got 3-1. So if you can watch here, I made 240 of 2 micros, and I lost 162 of 4 micros. So I finished up like almost $80. Okay, that was my performance for today. Don't forget subscribe and share, and let's do this. We're trying to build a community. So I'm gonna pass the recap to Jorge.
Hey YouTube, thank you Franco, thank you Beto. In my trade today, I only took one trade. Today is July 25th. You'll see I have a red day here. First day of the week, 1 loser, 0 winners. It wasn't a full R loss. I only lost 1/3 of the trade, but you'll see the 25th. I only took one trade, 1 loser. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trade. This is the 2-minute chart on the micro ES. We opened here in this red candle. This blue line is actually the opening price. Price broke down and retraced. It actually tapped the opening line, gave some pretty nice price action rejection here. Excuse me, rejection here. I did like the internals. When this candle broke down, I had a limit order. Right here, I was risking this entire zone, right? So I had my entry right here. My stop was the top of this zone, and I took quite a bit of heat for quite a while. It came to within about a point of stopping me out up here. And then it tested some levels down here, but it never got to my first target of 2 to 1. These blue lines down here, this is my T1. This is my second target, and I have a third target runner down here. So it did break down. This was the close of the second 30 minute at 10:30 in the morning. And we got a push down, but it didn't reach my target. And I said if it got close, this green candle is actually where the 30-minute closed. If it got to this zone, I would scale out 2 of my contracts. So when the 30-minute candle closed, I moved my first target up to a 1-to-1 level, which was right here. So it targeted me out at a 1-to-1 with my first 2 contracts. I took 6 contracts on this trade. And then eventually the rest of the morning, it pulled back and stopped me out. So on 2 of my contracts, I made 1R, and then on 4 of my contracts, I lost 1R. So I made $90, but then I lost 180. So my net result is the negative 90 that you see here. I have not taken any more trades since then. Something I could have done a little bit better is really, I could have gotten a better entry. Ideally, I would have gotten in up here and been able to have tightened my stop a little bit more, which would have brought my first target up to within this zone. What I didn't like was, after I set the trade, was that my first target was beyond this zone, which was the bottom of this zone is the overnight low. Ideally, I would have targeted out, and if you remember in the recap, I wanted to actually target out right here at that pivot low, which wasn't the overnight low. The overnight low is a little bit further back. That's the overnight low, but this was my zone. So ideally, T1 would have been here, which I would have targeted out in that 30-minute candle for 2R, and then yes, my trade wouldn't have worked out. It would have pulled back and still stopped me out, but that would have turned it into a complete break-even trade instead of a 1/3 R loss, or I would have moved my target to break even and would have just ended up with I think a 3/4 R trade. But either way, I wouldn't have ended up losing money. So something I can work on work on moving forward, right, is a better entry. I was essentially risking this entire 2-minute candle there. My entry was basically the low of the body of that candle, and I was risking the entire candle plus the zone. I maybe could have gotten in higher again and had a better target, which would have brought all of my targets up. Because if you note that with my first target down here, my second target was again beyond even this zone. So moving my first target up would have moved my second target up into this zone, which was the low from Friday. So my targets would have all been better with a tighter stop and a better entry, which is something I'm going to work on moving forward. But that's the daily recap today. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you guys back tomorrow, 9 a.m. for our pre-market analysis. 9:25, we go live. We show you our winners. We show you our losers. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you.